Hello, everyone, and welcome to week 3. We are talking about our aspirations. I hope you all had an amazing week, a creative week, and you really sat down and thought about your core values, because last week's assignment was to write down 10 of your core values, at least 10. You can do way more than that, but at least 10 of them. And I will read to you what I put down as mine before we jump into what our activity is for this week. So let's dive right in. As I said, this is week 3, our aspirations. So moving right along, I want to remind everyone the 4 questions that we are going to be answering throughout this course. Who are you working for? What are you working for? Where are your efforts getting you? And what are you doing today that is progressing you towards your goals? Very 4 key components, and remind yourself every day, what are you doing today that is progressing you towards your goals? So keep that in mind as you are going throughout your day, as you are writing down all of these assignments for the week. Keep these 4 questions in mind. If you wake up in the morning, maybe you have a sticky note on a mirror that shows you, who are you doing it for? What are you doing it for? Where are your efforts getting you? And what are you doing today? Moving right along to the next thing, as I said, I'm going to share with you what my core values are, just as much as you should put yours. So feel free to comment down below what your core values are. But I will share with you my list of 10. Again, I have my nice little journal here. If you are interested in something like this, I highly recommend Target. And I also just got some really cute journals that I've been using for other stuff too, that I will likely show in like the other video because they're super cute. But my core values, I put down 10 of them. My first one is loyalty. I very much value loyalty. And I think a lot of people do. It's a reflection in friends, and it's a reflection in family. It's a reflection in everything of where your loyalty lies with other people and with what you're doing. My number 2 is helping others. I mentioned in last week's video that everything I do, I try to center around it helping other people. So that was one of mine, is just helping people. I actually find a lot of joy and comfort in doing that. So I'm gonna continue to focus on that. My 3rd was family. Not just like my family, but I like to be a part of something where it genuinely feels like we're all a family. So I like to keep that in mind, as well as commitment to goals. And goals is actually something we'll get into in this lesson, not this one, but in this course. But commitment to goals, sticking to what the plan is and taking those steps to get there, Number 5 is freedom. So if you don't know, like I work from home. I'm a marketing assistant, so it's very relaxed, especially because I work with my dad. So I like to have that sense of freedom that if I have to go do something, I can go do something. I can, I have that freedom space. And I think that also goes along with, I put flexibility and creativity as 2 other ones. And I like to really show my creative side in things, and I like to be flexible. Because if there's any given moment where I got to do something, I'd like to go do it. I like to have some flexibility in what I'm working on, and know that, okay, like if there's an end deadline, like that's fine. But just having that flexibility, that creativity to really put my little dash of magic into it is a key component. Another one is positivity. I think positivity is a really big thing because it shows that there's like a good aspect in everything. There's a good aspect in life. I like to try and wake up with that positive mindset. That's something that I've been like thinking about a lot, is the positive and the negative aspect. And I think it's okay to have the negative thoughts. Sometimes that negative energy may come in, but you have to remind yourself of the positive that's happening, because the positive is going to outweigh the negative majority of the time. So if you tell yourself, if you're having a bad morning or a bad day that you just started, do something that you find that's positive in life. We talked about how in our overall vision, you were supposed to look at your ideal life. So I started to incorporate one thing in my overall vision that was in my ideal life to now. So sometimes I will do yoga, and that was something I wanted to do in my overall vision in the future, was wake up and do yoga. So I do need to get back to that. I did it, I think yesterday, the day before, and it was really nice. And I got to sit outside and I read my book. It was really relaxing. But incorporating that one thing in your ideal life and now, I think will be a good start to your positivity. Another one I put was independence. I personally am a very independent person, I believe. I'm not really have a big crowd, group of people working on something or around me sometimes. but I do have that big part of independence. So if I'm working on something, I like to work on it by myself. If I have questions, I will likely reach out, but constantly being told like what to do and everything like that, it's a lot. It definitely is a lot. So that is one of my core values. And the last one I put was friendships. I like to make friendships through everything, through life, through work, through walking outside. I think friendships are very important, especially when you find those people who are going to stick around forever and have that unconditional support for you. I think that's a very key core value that I'd like to find. And it goes back to that whole feeling like a family. And no matter what you do, I want to find that family and friends, because both the time my friends are going to turn into my family. So those are just 10 of my core values. And like I said, you are way more welcome to put more, but I think it's very key to write down your core values, because you know what you need to really stick to once you're deciding to take on, let's say, a project. So if that project you have, is it aligning with at least half of your core values, or even a little bit more than that, I say don't put your energy into it. If you find a project where it's like, wow, this is like really comforting, it's aligning with everything that I believe in, keep going with it, because it could be the start of something new that you really want to develop on, and it could turn into this whole big thing that you didn't even know could happen. So those are my core values, and I want to know some of yours, so make sure you comment them down below, and we'll move right along. So like I said, this week is about aspirations. Now, aspirations, the assignment for it is we're going to write down our aspirations. And you might think your aspirations is very, very, very much like your overall vision. And I realized as I was going through that I kind of started writing down my aspirations and my overall vision, I'm not going to lie, but there's still some that I didn't put. So for our aspirations, it's examples of I want to make $6,000 a month. It's I want 4 kids. It's I want to read 3 books every week. It's stuff like that. It's a little bit more detailed, but you don't want to get too detailed, because the next week lessons is turning our aspirations into goals. So when I talk about aspirations, those are the key examples that you can put, and I will I have a list of like way more examples that'll help. Let me stop sharing my screen for a moment. But those aspirations, I think, taking it step by step. So if you've noticed, we've taken each week as a new activity. That's because we are slowly breaking down each one. So we started with our overall vision, then we went to defining our values. Now we're going into our aspirations, and those aspirations are going to turn into our goals. And from there, it's going to keep breaking down. I don't want to give you the whole lesson in this video. So it's simply just what you want to acquire and achieve in your life. Those would be your aspirations. And like I said, it's a lot like your overall vision. And if you were like me, you kind of ended up putting some of those aspirations in there. But of course, you can rewrite them. You can change them up a little bit. But instead of describing a perfect day, you should list things you want to have or things you want to experience. So keep that in mind. What do you want to experience in life? That could be, I want to go to Bora Bora. I mean, that's something I want to do. So that would be one of my aspirations. Something you want to have. I want to have a 3-bedroom, 3 or 4 bedroom, 2-story house. Those are aspirations. And from there, they'll develop into our goals. So some more examples are, I want to run a half marathon. I want to make enough money to retire. I'd like to open a dog rescue. I'd like to learn a new language. And as you can tell, the key words that we're starting with are I'd like, I need, and I want. So as you're writing it, write it in that sense. I'd like, I need, and I want. Those are the 3 key things that we're going to really focus on. What was I going to say? So from that, I also like to go throughout my day, that claiming we talk about, a lot of people talk about claiming energy. And I think that's really important, is you can say that you want something, but you have to say you already have it. So I have a 3-bedroom, 3 or 4 bedroom, 2-story house, things like that. But for the aspirations, I want you to keep it to I'd like, I need, and I want, because our goals are going to start with a different phrase in the beginning. And this is a really good exercise. A lot of people I've seen doing it, it ends up being like 101 things. I'm not asking you to do 101 things. I don't even think I could do 101 things. If I did that, it would be a lot of getting up, sitting down, getting up, sitting down, a whole bunch. So you don't have to get too specific. The specific will come in the goals part. But for right now, I'd love for you to write at least 10 things in your aspiration that are really important to you, that you want to do and you'd like to do. Remember, those sentences are going to start with I want, I need, and I'd like. So I hope that helps everyone. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. And there will be a video tomorrow announcing the courses for the year and our theme for this year. So make sure you tune in tomorrow to find out what our year's theme is and what the courses are for this year. I hope you all have an amazing day. Thank you so much. And again, this is Living a More Strategic Life. Thank you.